This is another super simple recipe that I just love because of the simplicity of the recipe. Now, I've used rotisserie chicken in this recipe, and I use rotisserie chickens a lot because there's a lot of them downstairs in the grocery store. But it's already cooked, so this is another really quick 20-minute recipe that you don't have to cook chicken with. So it's already done. All you need to do is pull the chicken, and there you have it. So I'm just going to pull a little of this so you can see what it looks like. But just get the rotisserie chickens, and this is cold, and it's actually pretty simple to take care of this chicken when it's cold. I used to think it was easier to do when it was still warm, but it's actually easier to do when it's cold. So you can just get everything off pretty simply. And again, this chicken is cooked, so you don't have to really worry too much about having uncooked chicken meat in your food. This is a shredded chicken. You shred it. Y'all missed the potato demonstration. Would you like to see it again? Just joking.
Just do the chicken twice.
Yeah, I'll just do the chicken. I'll just keep doing chicken. Okay. And so this chicken just gets shredded. And this uses all the chicken, so you've got the thighs and the drums and everything, just like you would make a chicken pie. All right. Broccoli's starting to smell good over there. And everything I'm not using just goes in the garbage bowl beside me. So when you finished shredding your chicken and getting it all off the bone, getting the skin off, you've got about 4 cups of shredded chicken meat. And that's pretty nice.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, please ask a question.
What do you do with those chicken bones?
I discard them, especially because in my house I've got canines and felines. So it's really important that they don't get a hold of them, the cooked bones. What do you do with chicken bones? Do you make stock with it? You can. You know, you can make really great chicken stock with this.
Okay, so I have a question about stock.
Question about stock.
Chicken in a big pot, a whole chicken in a big 5-quart
Stock pot.
Right, water in the bottom, a whole bit. When I poured it off, the water after it got through cooking, put it in the fridge so it would separate.
Yes.
The next morning, I basically had Jell-O.
Yes.
Had I gone too far, or is that kind of desirable?
Well, what you're getting is a lot of the bone collagen as well
Right.
as the fat. So that's awesome.
Is it? So
Yeah.
how would you use it?
Same way.
That was kind of gross for me. I got
Oh, okay. Well, you can.
I knew it was collagen. That's what made it into Jell-O.
That's right. That's like an aspic.
Right, so to have cooked with it, what should I have done? Used a teaspoon or 2 of that plus water to make stock?
You can use a teaspoon of that plus water to make stock.
Okay,
Yeah, that would be.
but that was a good thing.
I think it's a good thing, but you might have done a little. You might have gone a little over.
Okay.
Yeah.
It definitely was Jell-O.
Makes for a much heartier flavor if you use it straight.
Yep.
What?
Joe says it would make it a heartier flavor
Yeah.
if you use it straight.
I'm the beef guy, by the way.
Oh, really? Yeah.
This is Joe McRae over here. He's also he works downstairs. We work together on Daytime Tri-Cities as well as
So rotisserie chicken we do use a lot. Is that just a regular?
Yes, and it's just a rotisserie. You can use any. If all that's down there is a lemon pepper chicken, get the lemon pepper chicken. Doesn't matter.
What I wish they would do is rotisserie chicken with the Gerber name brand, which is a more organic, healthier chicken, and let me pay a premium to get it. So that's just a Food City suggestion.
Thank you. Food City suggestion. Use the Gerber chickens for. All right. This is bubbling away. Now this is the second recipe. This is the chicken and white bean soup. We just talked about it a little bit. And everything has been prepped. Now, the thing about this particular recipe that could present some problems for people, I don't know, maybe not, but this recipe has leeks in it, and leeks can tend to be somewhat problematic for some people because of the dirt that gets into leeks. And I learned how to do this pretty simply, and that is when you get your leek, you cut off the end, and then you cut through it 4 times, and then you put it face head down into a big bowl of water, and you just let it soak. And then whenever you get ready to use it, you take it out of the water, just kind of beat it against the side of the sink, and that releases the dirt. You can also see the dirt in the water, so you know it's been squared away and taken care of. Because there's nothing worse than a dirty, gritty leek. It's kind of like if you ever get spinach that's not been quite washed. It's pretty gritty and nasty. So that was always the best way I found to deal with leeks, because leeks have just such a wonderful oniony flavor to them. They're just so good. So I always like to use them when I can. Okay, so I got my pot heating up. I'm going to check the level of the water here on the broccoli, and see how well it's doing. It's doing fine. Crank it up. These are, so this soup, like I said, it's very flavorful. There's just only a couple of tablespoons of oil in the whole thing. But again, fat's a good thing. Fat's not a bad thing. Good fat is a good thing. Bad fat, bad thing. So in my pot, I'm just going to, it's pretty hot. I'm going to go ahead and add the leeks. I'm going to turn it down a little bit to like medium. Add the leeks. I just want to kind of sweat them a little bit. Also, if you guys have been cooking with me for a while, you know that I tend to use a lot of water to braise with, water and stocks to braise with, instead of adding a lot more oil. So that's another reason why this pot's going with water. So whenever this starts going pretty good and the leeks start to caramelize, sweat out a little bit. If I see them starting to brown up too fast, I'll add some hot water to them and let them braise just a little bit. Because I want them to caramelize just a little bit, but I don't want them to burn. Heavens. So it's always important to have a little bit of moisture going on in the pot. Do you guys cook with leeks much?
Never have, really.
I'm sorry?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
What's the difference between a sweat and saute?
A sweat is this. It doesn't turn brown.
So that's the lower thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
it doesn't turn brown.
And you don't add salt to it because it pulls out the moisture, is that right?
Well, I don't need a salt right now. I mean, I don't need the salt because I've got a chicken broth going on too. But you can, you do what you want. If you want to put more salt, if you want to add more salt, that's fine too.
Like when you stop eating mushrooms, you put mushrooms, you're not supposed to do salt.
I never do salt with mushrooms because,
Basically lose the liquid and they boil.
well, they steam. You mean mushrooms and steam in their own juices. Well, even then, what'll happen is sooner or later that'll all go away too. So all the moisture will go away.
Super healthy cooking, you do your cannella beans from scratch, or are you okay with that?
Super healthy cooking, cannellini beans from scratch. Super fast cooking, cannellini beans from can.
You can buy it.
What? You don't know how to cook dry? Oh my gosh! I know, man. I'm gonna have to do a pressure cooker workshop.
Well, or a slow cooker, the crock pot. We could
Well, slow cooker, but the pressure cooker for me is just like hung the moon. I adore pressure cookers. Do you use a pressure cooker, Joe? You guys, I know you do. Yeah, I use both. I use pressure cooker and the crock pot quite a bit. What? I like crock pot. With the crock pot, you don't even have to. You soak the beans, but you don't have to do. You don't even have to soak the beans. You can actually just throw them in there.
They cook a lot quicker.
They just cook a lot quicker when you soak them. But if you're using a crock pot, who cares how quick it takes, right? Doesn't matter. Okay. All right, now I'm going to add chicken broth to to my beans over here. And again, I'm using the, which is way over here now. Yes, it is. It's actually located several places. It's located in the grocery where the other stocks are. It's also located in the health and natural area. Yes, sir? Let's see. I can usually read everything. Yeah, this is natural chicken juices, salt, sugar, corn syrup, solids, chicken fat, soy protein, whey. So it's, well, no, there's not a lot of foreign words in this. There's not a lot of chemical words in this. I'm going to add more chicken stock now. So the chicken stock in this recipe is the only liquid. It's calling for 2 14-ounce cans. So I have to do a little over 2 cups. Adding the beans to the soup. I'm going to turn this, turn the broccoli down over here. Because it's bubbling away pretty well. I can hear it go. I'm going to add some sage to this, to the chicken and bean soup. Now this is fresh sage, but you're welcome to use dried sage. But I found that whenever I'm doing low-fat cooking and I want to have a lot of flavor, I tend to use a lot of herbs versus a lot of salt. And I just love herbs, so I use a lot of culinary herbs. And we have a really good selection of organic culinary herbs downstairs in the produce department. And if you can't find it, then you ask Chris, the produce manager. But with all my recipes, all these recipes, you use as much or as little herbs as you like. Whatever your family likes, whatever you like. This is just a few nice leaves of sage, of fresh sage. And outside of the chicken, that's all that this soup is. It's pretty simple. I'm just going to wait until this comes to a bubble before I add the chicken, because this chicken doesn't need to cook anymore, it just needs to heat up. So.